Hey there guys, what's up? It's TJ. Today we're going to take a look at the Bestview R7. It's a 7-inch monitor and it's packed with features. So let's just take a look.
So baby, do better if you can't do better. You gotta choose. Give me pain or give me pleasure.
This monitor is provided to me by DJ Electronics. However, it's not sponsored by them or Bestview. So these are my opinions. But my opinions are pretty good about this one, let me tell you that first. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. I actually used it at Tomorrowland last week and it was amazing. Not only Tomorrowland, using the screen as well. It was really great. So let's talk about the build of this product first. It's probably the weakest part of this thing, which doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just the point where they cut some corners to drop the price a little. The main build is plastic. It looks a little metally, but it's absolutely plastic. So they did a great job to make it look nice, but it does feel a little kind of cheap. This doesn't mean that it's going to fall apart or something. It just means that it doesn't scream quality when you hold it. The battery holder on the back of this monitor is not that great. You can fit an NPF style battery in there, which is good. That's a battery we pretty much all have, but it still rocks back and forth a little once it's in there, and that's not great. However, I don't feel like it will fall out, it's just that it isn't the nicest fit. It just wiggles around a little. The actual build of the screen on the front is pretty nice. I feel like it will hold up a lot. I have some scratches on there already, but that's just because of where I film and stuff. So I might actually stick a screen protector on here. The buttons on this thing are nice though. They give a nice tactile feel. But now that we're talking about the buttons, let's talk about the I/O and the buttons that go around this monitor for just a second. On the bottom, you've got a USB part and you can actually plug in a USB stick that's provided by Bestview. You can load in LUTs on there and that way you can load LUTs onto this monitor, which is absolutely great. Then we've got a 1/4 inch tripod mount here and next to that is a headphone jack. On the right hand side, we've got another 1/4 inch tripod mount. On the top, there's a couple of buttons. The first one is a volume rocker. Then we've got an exit button, which doubles as the first function button. And then we've got 2 function buttons. And then on the left hand side, we've got HDMI in, HDMI out, and a power in option. So you don't actually have to use the battery plate right here. One last thing about the build, kinda. This monitor becomes hot after a while, but it has never failed me and the battery still runs fine. So it doesn't really mean anything to me, it just becomes hot, that's all. Now let's move on to the software on this monitor. And it is packed with features. Here is a very quick, rapid summary of everything that's on here.
Cool. You know the jungle has its rules.
Pretty much all of the features that you want on a monitor are on here. I don't really use all of them. I only use a few, but it does serve a peace of mind to me, knowing that whenever I would need some of these features, I have them right here. I don't have to get a new monitor. I don't have to rent anything. It's all in this package. That's cool. The navigation of the menu is very easy as well. You just double tap to get in the menu. And from there, it's just tapping everything you want to tap. So that's really easy. My last screen was just buttons. And it was sometimes a pain to get around in the menu. Right here, it's just like a cell phone, a smartphone. So it works great in my opinion. Here are some down points though. The boot up of the screen takes way too long. Let's plug in a battery real quick. It's going to boot up right now. That's the Bestview logo right there. Still waiting. Okay, and now we're in. Now it's waiting for a signal. So at this point, it would switch to the signal you give from your camera. That takes way too long. I don't think it's something they can fix, but maybe in the next model, they can improve on this a little. One more feature that I really miss in the software, and this is probably the biggest down point for me, is that there is no mirroring. So you can flip your screen upside down or your image upside down. But for me, I want to see myself when I film these kind of videos. So now I have my small monitor right on here and I can actually mirror the screen, acting as a mirror. So when I put up my left hand, I see myself putting up my left hand. This is something I really miss on here. It's a beautifully big screen. I just want to put it on there so I can see myself from afar. So please, Bestview, in an update, include that in the software. Thanks. Now let's talk about the actual screen that's in here. How does it look? And let me tell you, it looks really good. It's amazingly sharp. It's 1080p. It's 7-inch, so it's quite big too. I don't care that much about color accuracy. I only care that my framing is good, that my focus is good, that my lighting is good. If you want the most color accurate screen, check it for yourself. But this just does everything I needed to do, really. One other major strength of this screen is the nits. It's the brightness. It has 1000 nits, which is a lot. And I can see the screen in bright daylight without any problems. And I really tested this last week. I was filming in bright daylight and I wasn't even at 1000 nits, I think, because my brightness was set to 80%. I don't know how much that means in nits. I don't know if it's a linear curve. So if you bump it up to 1000 nits, and we'll do that in the images you see right now, it's going to be bright enough for pretty much any situation. Now let's talk about a setup. How do I actually use this screen? Well, the first shoot I did, I used the ball mount that was included in this package, and I just put it onto my Sony a6500, and it was terrible. I do not recommend shooting that way. The weight distribution was just awful. I just wanted to tilt to the front or to the back always. Also, the ball mount that is included with this package, I wouldn't want to use it at all. I do not recommend using it. I'm glad that they gave a free ball mount to me. But you shouldn't use it with this because you're going to probably put a heavy battery on here, and then it's going to weigh at least something, and the weight just wants to pull that thing out of your camera, and this will drop to the ground. Just do not use it that way. How would you use it? Well, I went shopping and I spent quite a lot, but I came up with something pretty nice. Here it is.
You better for yourself.
I absolutely love this setup. It brought me back to handheld video because I was shooting quite a lot with my gimbal. But handheld is great too, and this is just a dream for me. I'm not going to go over how I built this. I'll do that in a separate video, so if you want to see that, definitely consider subscribing. And yeah, I just love this setup, and many people have seen the setup and complimented it, also complimented the screen. So this is the way to go, I think. That's pretty much it as well. That's all I think I can say right now about this screen. If I forgot anything, please leave it in the comments and I'll answer all of your questions. Anyway, that's it for now. This was the Bestview R7. If you're in the market for some kind of monitor like this, I really think you should consider it. It has been great for me, so thanks for watching. If you want to see my other videos, please do. They're about filmmaking. If you like them, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
So baby, do